to your heart. Take a deep inhalation. Bring the arms alongside the ears.
You today from beautiful sunny Sanur, Bali.
This posture, this back bend is to come to child's pose, knees together, big toes touching, stretching the arms out in front. Sit bones back towards the heels. So that was Cobra pose, and I look forward to bringing many more yoga posture breakdowns. Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Dinan and I'm a local yoga teacher here in Red Deer, Alberta, and today I'm going to be leading you through a low mobility yoga class. So if you're someone who has trouble getting down onto the ground, onto a yoga mat, then this would be the class for you. First things first, how do you choose a chair for your low mobility yoga class? Because we will be doing a large portion of the class today in a chair. So you want to make sure you choose something that's sturdy, that you feel stable and safe sitting upon. And you also want to make sure that it doesn't have any wheels. So this is actually a folding chair, but it's quite a nice looking folding chair. You're welcome to use a folding chair as long as you feel safe sitting on it. You feel like it's not a rickety one and it's not going to be shifting under your weight, or you're not going to, lose balance at any point. And we also will be doing a few standing poses during the course of our practice today. So you want to make sure that if you're standing behind it and you're holding on to the backrest, that it's not wobbling, so that it has, a nice stable structure, foundational structure to support it. So first things first, for any yoga class, I like to start with a little bit of centering, just to kind of shake off the rest of the day and get present with what you're doing in the here and now. So we'll just do a few gentle cleansing breaths. So if everybody would like to just gently close their eyes, make sure you're sitting up nice and tall and that your back is away from your backrest of the chair that you're sitting in. And just taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and letting it out through your mouth. Another deep breath in and out through your mouth. And one more time, deep breath in. And then just softly fluttering the eyes back open again. So you can do that breathing exercise anywhere you like, at any time of day. You can do it in your car while you're stopped at a stoplight. Maybe not closing the eyes in that case. You can do it while you're at work if you're having a stressful day, just to kind of release some of the tension, but a really nice one to get you centered and ready for your yoga practice. So we'll lead into a little bit of a warm up. I like to start at the top of my body and work my way down. So we're going to start today by opening up the head and neck. So just taking a nice deep breath in, again, still sitting up nice and tall. Try to take your back away from the backrest so you can sit up nice and straight. And then on your exhalation, we're just going to turn our head to the left. So we're looking out over our left shoulder. And maybe depending on your neck mobility, you might not be looking right over your left shoulder. That's okay. You're just looking towards the left. Holding here for a deep breath in and out. And then on your next inhalation, we're going to turn our head back to center, and then exhaling it over to the right. So now we're looking out over the right shoulder. And you may notice that you're able to turn your head a little further in one direction than the other, and that is okay. And on your next inhalation, just coming back to center. Then with your next exhalation, we're going to dip the chin towards the chest, just opening up through the back of the neck muscles and through our cervical spine. Just looking down for a breath, down towards your feet. And then inhaling back up to center. Take an exhalation. And then with your next inhalation, we're gonna look up towards the ceiling, or in my case, the sky. Just opening through the front of the throat. And then exhaling back to center. And then from here, we'll just make some gentle shoulder rolls, circles with the shoulders, rolling the shoulders forward and rolling them backward. And then from here, if you don't already have your hands placed gently to the tops of the legs or the knees, I would ask or invite you to do that now. And then we're just going to open up the back muscles a little bit. So on your inhalation, you're gonna lean slightly forward with the heart. So you're letting the heart kind of protrude forward, the elbows stay back by the ribs, and you're letting the chin kind of lift ever so slightly. So you're getting a bit of a C shape in your spine. And then on your exhalation, we're gonna round the back and tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale to let the chest move forward, let the chin move forward, elbows back. And exhale to round. One more time, inhaling, chest comes forward, chin comes forward, elbows come back. And then exhaling to round. And then inhaling just to come back up to a neutral spine. So that pose is a seated variation on cat-cow, and that's a really great way to warm up your spine either in the morning or at night, or even if you're sitting at a desk for much of your day. That's a great way to kind of wake up your spine if you're finding that you're kind of slouching like this over your computer. From here, we're going to take just a very gentle twist. So we're just going to bring the left hand across our body to the outside of the right leg, and our right hand is going to come onto the back of our chair. And then we're just going to take a nice deep breath in, and as we do so, we're going to sit up nice and tall if we're not already sitting nice and tall. And then on our exhale, we're going to twist towards the right, very gently, just looking towards the right, twisting our heart towards the right, and our shoulders, maybe holding there for a breath. And then on your next exhalation, just gently coming back to center. And now we'll do the same thing other side. Everything we do on one side in yoga, we must do on the other side so that our body stays nice and balanced. So now the right hand comes to the outside edge of your left leg. The left hand comes onto the back of your chair. Inhale to sit up nice and tall, and exhale to twist. Holding here for a breath. And then coming back to center with your next exhalation. From here, we're going to just take our feet a smidge wider than they were before, and we're just gonna rock a little bit from side to side, just warming up our side body and into the hips a little bit. If you feel at all unstable, if you have balance issues, or if you feel like you might topple out of your chair, you can hold on to the seat with the hands as you go back and forth, just to make yourself feel a little more secure. And we're just gently going back and forth here, just like we're in a boat rocking on the ocean. And then just gently coming back up to stillness. We'll walk the feet back together so they're just about hip distance apart. There's a bit of space between them. And then we're going to lean back in our chair a little bit. Though when you lean back, see if you can still keep your back away from the seat back, and you can do that through firing up your core muscles. So you might feel them. They might be talking to you a little bit here, but see if you can do that, if you can keep your back away from the chair back still while leaning back a little bit to lift the feet and straighten out the legs. And then from here, so we're already activating our core muscles, our leg muscles by having the legs lifted up. We're going to see if we can point and then flex our feet. So we're warming up the muscles along the backs of our legs here, but we're also warming up the ankles and the feet. And if you're at home and you're not wearing shoes, you can even finish this off with a little bit of mini foot massage, and that will make you feel it will make your feet feel really happy. And we'll just do one more here, pointing and flexing, and then maybe making some circles in one direction and then the other direction. You can even see if you can get your feet to go the same way. That's like a little brain exercise. And then see if you can get them to go the other way at the same time. Testing the brain out a little bit, forcing it outside of its comfort zone maybe. And then just softly lowering your feet back down to the floor. So that concludes our little mini warm-up. What we'll do now is what I like to refer to as a seated sun salutation. So these can also be used as a warm-up, but they are essentially a series of poses linked together. So we already did our cat-cow. We're going to link that one in. And don't worry, we'll do a couple of rounds of this. So if you feel like maybe it's a little bit much the first time, you're not quite getting all the steps, don't worry, we'll go nice and slow and we'll do a few. So first we're going to start with our hands pressed together in front of our hearts. This is called prayer position or namaste position sometimes too. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to reach our arms alongside our ears. You can press your hands together above your head, but you don't need to. And then on the exhalation, we're going to lower our hands to our lap and we're going to do that cat-cow. So we're going to inhale to press the heart forward and the chin forward, elbows back. And we're going to exhale to round. Then we're going to inhale to sit up tall again. And on our next exhalation, we're going to fold forward. So we're running our hands down the legs. And maybe they come right down to the feet. Maybe they come right down to the floor. They don't need to. Inhale to come back up. And exhale, hands to heart. So that's one round of our modified seated sun salutation. And so you can see it's a series of poses linked together with breath, but it's not that hard once you practice a couple of times. So we'll do 2 more rounds together. So pressing the hands together in front of the heart if you haven't already done so. We'll inhale to reach the arms alongside the ears. Then we're going to exhale to release the hands to our lap. Inhale to press the heart and the chin forward and the elbows back. Exhale to round the back. Inhale to roll up to seated. And exhale to fold. And you can hold in your fold for a breath if you like. If the breath is not coming easily to you, if you feel a bit out of breath, feel free to stay here for a breath. And then inhaling to come up. Exhaling, hands to heart. So we'll do this one more time so you really get a hang for it. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to lower the hands. Inhaling to press the heart and the chin forward. The elbows come back. Exhaling to round your back, tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale to roll up and exhaling to fold. Maybe holding here for an extra breath if you like. And then inhaling to come up and exhaling, hands to heart. And there we go. So that's 3 rounds of seated sun salutation. From here, I'm going to invite you to come to standing if you feel comfortable, and feel free to use your chair as a balance if your balance is not superb. So we're going to actually come to standing behind our chair. And just being careful as you move around your chair that you don't snag your toe on a chair leg. We don't want you to hurt yourself during your yoga practice. So just coming to stand behind your chair, placing the hands lightly on the chair for balance. We're going to come to standing in mountain pose, which for those of you that are new to yoga might feel like you're just standing up. It's a very simple pose, or it looks very simple, but there's a lot to it when you're really focusing on your standing posture. So for mountain pose, we're going to make sure that the shoulders are melted down away from the ears, but that they're also not rounding forward. So we're standing up nice and tall. The shoulders are back. Maybe you feel your shoulder blades squeeze together a little more on your back in doing so. And the hands, you'll notice when I first came around the chair, my hands were right together on the chair, but I've widened the stance of my hands, making it easier for my shoulders to move down and away from the ears and for the collarbones to spread. And then from here, we're going to make sure that our tailbone is just softly tucked under. So we're not sticking our bum out the back. We're gently tucking under our tailbone. you'll feel almost like a zipping effect as you do so. You'll feel like the tailbone tuck under slightly, and then you'll feel like your abdominal muscles kind of zip in towards the spine as you do that. And then we're just keeping a little bit of softness in the knees. The feet are maybe about hip distance apart. The toes are pointed towards the chair, so your feet are parallel to one another. And this is mountain pose. So if you feel okay with your balance, you can stay holding onto the chair, but even just softly closing the eyes for a breath or two, and experiencing what it feels like to stand up fully and really nice and tall. It's amazing how standing this way can make such a huge difference for your mood. You know, if you're feeling maybe a little bit sad or not so confident, standing like this for a few breaths can really make a huge difference in how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the world. From here, we're going to come into a modified downward facing dog. We're going to use our chair. So we're going to bring our hands firmly onto the chair, and then we're just going to start walking the feet back until we almost create like a 90-degree angle with our chair. So we've got a nice flat back. The arms are outstretched. This is a really good stretch for the upper body, but also for the low back and the backs of the legs. You can hold here for a breath or two, and then when you're ready to inhaling to just walk your feet back up towards the chair. And then from here, we'll play a little bit with our balance. So we're going to take a modified tree pose, which I'm sure you've all seen pictures of yogis in tree pose. It's a very, very common, popular posture, but we're going to use our chair for this one. So we're going to keep our hands to the chair, helping to balance, or if you don't have a chair handy, or if your chair is maybe a bit questionable once you got started, you can come over to a wall and place one hand on the wall as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to root down through our right leg, and then we're going to turn our left knee out to the side and bring the left ankle to rest against the right leg. And the ball of our left foot is on the floor. So this is the smallest step with your tree. You can stay here. This can be your full tree for the day if you struggle with balance, or if you're feeling maybe a not so confident in your balance today, then I advise you to stay here just to be safe. If you want to take it a little bit further and test your balance a little bit more, you can bring the sole of your left foot to your right calf. Just make sure it's not pressing against your knee. We only get 2 knees, so we need to keep them safe and healthy. And so this could be your tree pose. And you'll notice the whole time I've got my hands on the back of my chair. Then when you're ready to come down, you just bring the ball of that left foot back down to the floor, turn the knee in, and then root down through that foot, through the left foot. So now we'll do the right side. So when you're ready to, turning the right knee out, bringing the right ankle to rest against the left leg, and maybe staying here or maybe lifting the sole of that foot to gently place it against your inner calf. Again, being careful of the knee. Holding here for a moment, observing maybe any changes in balance on this side as opposed to the first. And then when you're ready to, just softly releasing that back down. So that's our standing poses for the day, just 3. And then just gently and easily coming back to sit on your chair. And to prepare ourselves for final relaxation, you're welcome to come lying down, maybe on a bed or a sofa or on the floor if you're able to get down to the floor, just not get back up and down very easily. You can come down onto a yoga mat for final relaxation. But one way I love to prepare myself is by pressing my hands together and then rubbing them vigorously to bring some warmth into the hands. Then once your hands feel nice and warm and toasty, just gently cupping those warm hands over your eyes and letting the heat from your hands radiate into your facial muscles. Just really softening everything so that when we come for final relaxation, you can keep your eyes softly closed and you don't feel like you're working at keeping the eyes closed. And then for final relaxation, if you've decided to stay in your chair, you can make yourself comfy, you can slide yourself back, you can slouch, you can relax. or you can come to laying flat on your back, or maybe on your side if laying flat on your back's not available to you, on the bed or on a yoga mat, on the couch. And then from here, we're just softly closing our eyes and enjoying a few breaths in and out, and just enjoying the peace and the stillness. So I want to thank everyone for joining me today, and feel free to stay in your final relaxation for as long as you want to. Maybe mute the television and just lie there and relax and be at peace. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. I hope you enjoyed the class and that you're feeling well and happy in body, mind, and heart. Thank you. Namaste.